My name is Regina. I am 39 years old. When I was young, I was beautiful. I had long hair, a slim body, and a pretty face. Men noticed me everywhere. In the street, in shops, at work. I felt powerful. At 22, I married the most handsome man. His name was Paul. He was tall and strong. Everyone said we were a perfect couple. But Paul changed after marriage. He criticized everything. My cooking, my clothes, my hair, my body, Paul said. Regina, you are getting fat. I was not fat, but I went on a diet anyway. Paul said, Regina, why do you not dress better? I bought expensive clothes. I spent all my money on beauty, but it was never enough, never. When I was 30, I got pregnant. I was so happy. Finally, Paul would love me. We would be a family. But pregnancy changed my body. I got bigger. Paul stopped touching me. He said, You're not attractive anymore. I felt hurt after my daughter was born. I tried to lose weight fast. I ate very little. I was tired. One day I found Paul with another woman, a younger woman, a prettier woman, a prettier woman. Tears filled my eyes. I looked at Paul. I said, Why, Paul? Why? I tried so hard. I did everything for you. Paul said, You are boring, Regina. You have no personality. You are just a pretty face. And now you are not even pretty. Paul left. I was alone with my baby daughter. I fell into depression. My daughter, Margot, was the only reason I did not give up. She needed me. Years passed. I stopped caring about beauty. I had no time. I had no money. I just survived. Work, home, Margot. That was my life. One day when Margot was 5, she got very sick. I rushed to the hospital at night. A doctor checked Margot. He was 40 years old. The doctor said, She will be okay. Just a bad flu, but she needs rest. Thank God, I said, and I started crying from relief. The doctor said, You are a good mother. You ran here in the middle of the night. You are tired, but all you care about is your daughter. I said, Thank you, doctor. He said, Call me Charles. Margot got better, but 2 weeks later, she got sick again. I went back to the same doctor. Charles said, Hello again. What happened this time? I said, She ate too much ice cream. Charles laughed. He said, Ah, the dangerous ice cream disease. I smiled. It felt strange. I had not smiled in a long time. Margot liked Charles, and maybe I liked him too. One day, Charles said to me, Regina, would you like to have coffee sometime? Not at the hospital, just coffee. My heart jumped, but fear came too. I said, I do not think that is a good idea. Charles said, Why not? I said, Look at me. I am not young. I am not beautiful. I have a child. I have problems. You can find better. Charles looked at me. He said, Regina, do you know what I see when I look at you? I see a strong woman, a loving mother. I said, Real is not enough. Men want beautiful. Charles said, Some men want beautiful. Those men are fools. Beautiful fades. Everyone gets old. Everyone gets wrinkles. But a good heart stays forever. I did not believe him, but I agreed to coffee anyway. I was so nervous. I wore my best dress. I put on makeup. I tried to look pretty. But at the coffee shop, Charles looked sad. "What is wrong?" I asked. He said, "You are wearing a costume." I said, "What?" Charles said, "This is not the real you. The real you wears simple clothes. The real you is beautiful, because she is honest." Tears filled my eyes. Nobody ever said that before. I said, "My husband said I was boring. He said I had no personality." Charles said, "Then your husband was blind." "Regina, do you know what made me notice you? It was not your face or your body. It was the way you love your daughter. The way you worry about her. The way you worry about her. The way you would do anything for her. That kind of love, that is the most beautiful thing in the world." My heart beat fast. For the first time, someone saw me. We talked for 3 hours. I told Charles everything. My failed marriage, my fears. Charles listened to every word I said. He did not judge, he just listened. Charles said, "Regina, I was married before, too. My wife was very beautiful, like a model. But I was lonely. Every day I came home to a beautiful stranger. She cared about parties, about clothes, about other people's opinions. But she did not care about me. When I was sad, she told me to smile. When I was tired, she said I was boring. I felt alone even when she was next to me. I said, 'So, you are divorced?' Charles said, 'Yes,' and I promised myself, 'Next time I want a real woman. A woman who laughs when she is happy. A woman who cries when she is sad.' Charles looked at me. He said, 'A woman like you.' My heart was beating fast. I said, 'But I have so many problems, Charles. I have a child. I have no money. I am not. I am not.' Charles said, 'Stop, Regina. Stop listing reasons why you are not good enough.' We dated for 1 year. Charles met my daughter, Margot, many times. They loved each other. One day, Margot asked me, 'Mama, do you love Charles?' I said, 'Yes, I do.' She said, 'Does he love you?' I said, 'I think so.' Margot said, 'Then why does he not live with us?' Good question. That night, I asked Charles the same thing. He looked into my eyes and said, 'Because I am waiting, Regina. I am waiting for you to believe you deserve love. You still do not believe it, Regina. You still think I will leave.' He was right. I was still scared. It took me 6 months to believe it. 6 months of Charles showing me every day that he loved me. Finally, I believed it. Charles proposed on a Tuesday. He said, 'Marry me.' I said, 'Yes.' We got married quietly. My mother came to the wedding. She looked at me and said, 'Regina, you look happy.' I said, 'I am happy, Mother.' My mother said, 'But Charles is just ordinary, not handsome like Paul, not rich.' I said, 'That is true, but Charles sees me. Paul only saw my face. When my face changed, he left. Charles sees my heart. Hearts do not change.' My mother cried. She said, 'I wish I taught you this when you were young.' That was 3 years ago. Now I am 42. I have more gray hair, more wrinkles. I am not beautiful anymore, but Charles looks at me like I am the most precious thing in the world. Last night I asked him, 'Do you ever wish I was prettier?' Charles said, 'No, Regina. Pretty women are everywhere. I see them every day. They do not make me feel anything. But you make me feel happy, safe, alive. That is better than pretty.' Now I understand. Men do not want perfect women. They want peace. They want someone who makes life easier, not harder. When you are always perfect, men feel pressure. They think, I must be perfect too. This is exhausting. When you are real, men can relax. They can be themselves. That is what love is. I wasted 15 years trying to be a perfect wife. I lost everything. Then I stopped trying. I just lived and I found everything. Real love, real happiness, real peace. So if you want to find a good man, stop trying to be perfect. Stop hiding. Be tired when you are tired. Be honest when you are honest. The wrong man will leave. The right man will stay. I am Regina. I am not perfect, but I am loved. If you liked this story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Is this conversation helpful so far?